Greg here. So in this video we're going to be going over punching countersunk holes. Now in the past I thought my only option for making countersunk holes was to use a countersink tool like this one. But then when I was looking through the online catalog for Unipunch, I came across a countersinking tool, or countersinking punch. Now this punch is actually designed for sheet metal, so it's not like something you can use for thicker gauge. I think the limit on this is 10 gauge, so you couldn't do 1/4 inch like this here. But the main thing that I bought it for is countersinking screws in sheet metal, like 16 gauge steel and aluminum. So the reason I ended up with 2 punch bodies is because I originally went with 1 1/4 inch. That's the width of this. For this punch, for the 5/16 punch that I mostly use for covers. But in order to do this countersink, it's just not wide enough, so I had to go with 1.5 inches. If you end up getting something like this, I would end up getting a minimum of 1.5 inches. I'm going to be using both of these a lot anyway, so I'm probably going to end up having to make another punch table for this one. But in the meantime, I'm going to be using this one on this table. So I just thought I'd show you real quickly what it takes to replace the punch on here. Take that off. Take the screws off of here. And just pull this out. I'm just using the hardware from the clamp kit to hold this down. I'm just using 1/2 inch. Just loosen the bolt. Pull this one out. Put this one in. I just kind of eyeball this. Doesn't have to be perfect. Alright. I'll just put the plate back on. Put the fence back on. Alright. And ready to start punching with the countersink punch. Now the punch and the die on these are interchangeable. If you wanted to change out to a different size, there's just 2 screws on the front here. You pull that off and you can replace the die in the bottom. As far as the punch goes, there's a pin here and a screw here. This assembly here just pulls off. I guess you keep the spring, well, depending upon what you're doing, keep the spring and this hardware here, and you just replace the punch. You can't really see the punch when it's loaded in there very well, but I actually have another punch and die right here. This is how they ship them when they send them to you. This is actually a punch for punching holes for quarter 20 tapping. This is like, let's see what size it is. I think it's 2.203 or something like that, and the matching die there. I bought those for, this is sized for punching 3/16 thick steel for tapping holes. I was doing this on the Tormach before, but in the future I'm going to be punching the holes on the press and then using a flex arm to tap them. Hopefully that will speed up things. It'll free up the mill for other things. So, all right. Well, enough of all that. Let's take this out to the press and punch some holes. Okay, so I'll show you what it's like punching with this Countersink Punch. I've already got my fence set up for the product that I'm making here. Now this punch and die has what's referred to as, what they refer to as bottoming. That is, if you kept pushing the pedal on the press, or kept running the press, it would actually keep pushing. You can see it right there. It'll actually keep pushing the material down, and the screw will actually get deeper and deeper. You can see that one right there. That's probably not the best, because the materials is getting thinner there. So what I've done, when I was first doing this, I was trying to figure out how I'm gonna set a stop on the press. It's not like I have a CNC press or something like that. So what I decided to do is to actually scribe a line using a carbide scribe, for doing layout on the RAM. So when I put this in here, now this has what's called a, I think they call it a pre-punch. There's actually two steps to the punch. There's one portion that will actually punch a hole in it, and another portion that will start to flare it out. So the first thing you're going to hear is the actual pre-punch. So there it just punched. Now I keep going down and it'll start flaring it out, but I'm going to look on here to look for that scribe mark. Now you can see the little scribe mark on there. Now I pull it out. And I have a perfectly countersunk hole there. Okay, now let's try doing this with 1/8 inch thick aluminum. I did this earlier, but I used the same stop as the 16 gauge. Okay, let's try this here. I'll try not to go down quite as far. I don't have a scribed line for this yet, but I'll just try to eyeball it, you know. There's the pre-punch. Now we're gonna flare it. And see how that worked out. Looks pretty good there. Way easier than trying to do it on the mill. Of course, it depends upon the thickness of the material that you're doing, you know. But, right. Well, I'm currently in the design process of the die set that I've been referring to. This is going to be a universal or interchangeable die system where I can actually use the same base, top plate, and guide rails, guide pins, and it will have interchangeable dies and punches on there. So I'm in the process of designing that. Hopefully in the next couple of videos I'll start working on that. Alright, well, if you like this video, I'd appreciate the thumbs up. As always, feel free to leave any comments down below. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, there should be a button over here. Also, if you'd like to support us on Patreon, there's a link up there. Also, some other videos you might like to watch over here. Alright, and as always, thanks for watching.